Yeah.
Trey Tracks, I think we got one.
It's voting season, bruh.
No voting, no loving. No voting, no touching. No voting, no nothing. No voting, no fucking, no voting, no fucking. No voting, no loving. No voting, no touching. No voting, no nothing. No voting, no fucking, no voting, no fucking. BLK app looking for some action. Trying to homie stop what's happening. Face is a 9, abs a 10, D is a to be determined. He got mad jokes, he don't seem broke. The only red flag, he said he don't vote. This midterms for all the single cute. Wanna hit this booty, gotta do your civic duty. No voting, no loving. No voting, no touching. No voting, no nothing. No voting, no fucking, no voting, no fucking. No voting, no loving. No voting, no touching. No voting, no nothing. No voting, no fucking, no voting, no fucking.
Yeah, don't stop now. Stuff my ballot box again, but my homegirl through. Put the buy in Protestant. Politics be so nasty. Make me wanna flirt ya. Show you how to be a poll worker. Legs in the air, I don't care. Anyone could get it. Universal health care. If you wanna come before the deadline. Come in the jacuzzi, gerrymander this coochie.
No voting, no love, no voting, no touch. No voting, no nothing. Can't let me down, gotta stand up for something. No voting, no love, no voting, no touch. No voting, no nothing. BLK, we gon' stand up for something. Yeah, that's right. No voting, no love. If the coochie is the goal, go hit the pose. Period.
Shout out to Juanita in the chat room. Juanita, where have you been? Juanita, you've been absent. Juanita, you have been absent. I haven't seen you in a minute, Juanita. But shout out to everybody in the chat room. Thank you so much for joining. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Again, if you're watching this, if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscription button and please hit that subscription bell as well. And that is your price of entry. Price to enter and join is, at the very least, hit that like button. All right. And don't be stingy. You can super chat and cash app as well. Why not? Why not? Everyone, once again, thank you so much for joining. Couple of announcements before we get started. Announcement number one, we are rolling to Senegal. Again, we are rolling to Senegal May 12th through the 22nd. May 12th through the 22nd, we are rolling to Senegal. Come and join us. Please visit Danfo. That's DANFO, Danfo, DANFO.Africa. I did vote. I voted for Donald Trump. I'm going to vote for Donald Trump again in 2024. Well, we're in 24. Yeah, in November, I'll be voting for Trump again. So please visit Danfo, DANFO.Africa to learn more. Again, we are rolling to Senegal May 12th to the 22nd and Nigeria August 4th through the 12th. Well, yeah, August 4th through the 12th to Nigeria. All the details are on the site. Please come and join us. In today's episode, you get what you vote for. We're going to be discussing a black man, ADOS FBA, who is upset and fed up that these immigrants are coming to America and they are getting treated better than us people that built this country. I cannot believe y'all gonna allow and y'all gonna treat these immigrants that just came here and you guys are gonna treat them better than the people who are the foundation of America and who have built this country. I cannot believe you. But there's one problem. There's a small issue. And again, here's the catch. And that's why I titled this. Well, I didn't title it, but it's on the thumbnail. You get what you vote for. This is what you voted for. And we're going to get into Joe Biden's comments that, you know, he's making immigration. Now, he said this while he was campaigning that the alphabet community, LGBTQ, and immigration were his top two priorities, not the black man and black woman who built this country. That's what he said. We got to put that, you know, I'm sorry. I was having a conversation with somebody earlier today. The we built this country argument is pointless at this point. It's a pointless argument. And the reason why is because we refuse to leverage. Again, we refuse, went out of our way to the point where we will get upset. I was telling my friend this earlier today. 2008, and I told you guys this story, I think yesterday or the day before, we were discussing this immigration issue. 2008, when I voted for Barack Obama. And, you know, and Barack was at, I think it was Lake Michigan in Chicago, and you saw Oprah Winfrey, and you saw Jesse Jackson. You know, Obama was giving a speech. Oprah was crying. Jesse Jackson was crying. Dynasty Mir, who was Albert Hollis at the time, was staying at his frat brother's house. You know, I was renting a room before I relocated to LA. I was crying. I had a single tear coming down my cheek. We did it, y'all. We got a black man. Representation matters. You know, we gonna paint the White House black. We gonna paint the White House black, y'all. My president is black. My Lambo's blue. We got a black man in the White House, y'all. They said this would never happen. We gonna paint the White House black. It's the Black House. You know, they had the Ebony magazine. I wish I had it. Hold on. Y'all remember this Ebony? Hold on. Let me pull it up. Hold on. Let me pull this up. I swear, guys. Listen. I'm gonna tell you a funny. It's not really funny, but I'm gonna tell you a story about this Ebony magazine cover. Hold on, let me pull this up. I know y'all remember this one right here. Here we go right here. I know you guys remember this Ebony magazine cover. Hold on, let me pull this up. I know you guys remember this Ebony magazine cover right here. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. Give me a second. Hold on, let me pull this up. Here we go, right here. Bam. The Black Cool Ebony magazine cover. I'm gonna tell you a true story. So this is when I was selling insurance. Right. I remember I was dealing more with older black people. And I remember older black lady had this magazine cover on her coffee table. And I want to say this is right after the election, after he was elected, or around that time. I'm trying to remember. So that says August 2008. Well, so this came out, this was released August 2008. He was elected. I guess that'd been November 2008. And so right after that, you know, this was like, you know how people had how some black folks had the picture of white Jesus, like that picture of white Jesus. The Black Cool Ebony magazine cover replaced the picture of white Jesus. So I remember elderly lady had this on her coffee table, and boy, she broke down in tears because this is right after, even though this edition came out before the election. Black folks still had this edition even after the election. And bro, after Barack Obama got elected, black folks was crying, broke down in tears. Hey, like I said, I even cried too. Fast forward to 2011, 2011 or early 2012, Barack Obama said he's going to run for office again. I said to myself, and amongst other people, since we got a black president in office, how about black people demand something specifically for us? You want to know what black folks said, the majority of black people? Barack Obama ain't the president of just black folks. He's everybody's president. He can't do nothing specifically for black people. I didn't even vote in 2012. I remember the day of the election, 2012. I was, so I did sales for the company I was working for. I was in the middle of a presentation with a business on Melrose in LA. That's what I was doing. I remember where I was at. Again, that's what black folks said. He ain't the president of black people. He everybody's president. How dare you ask Barack Obama to do something for black folks? How dare you? I mean, black people were offended. How dare you ask Barack Obama to do something specifically for black folks? How dare you? 2000, fast forward, Barack is gone, 2016, Trump versus Hillary Clinton. Same thing came up. How about, in fact, we're gonna piece this together. And this is why I don't feel sorry in regards to the immigration situation and how it's affecting black communities. I don't feel sorry. We are gonna piece this together. Let's get to Hillary Clinton. Hold on. Let's get to Hillary Clinton. Let's get to Hillary Clinton. This is important. I'm gonna get to the topic, but this is part of the topic. But let's get to Hillary Clinton. So let's ask Hillary Clinton what she can do for the black community. But instead of asking Hillary what she can specifically do for the black community, this is what we're doing. This is the type of questions that in fact, this is what we're doing with Hillary. Hold on, let me pull it up. This is what we're doing instead.
That is it for us. I do got to ask you, do you know how to wobble?
Do you know how to wobble? Instead of asking Hillary Clinton what she can specifically do for the black community, our pundits are asking Hillary, does she know how to wobble? And does she keep hot sauce in her bag swag? Hillary, I got hot sauce in my bag. This is what we're doing. See, this is a buildup. And this is why I don't feel sorry for what's going on in these black communities in regards to the immigration situation. Because we wanted to be emotional. I can't even say we're naive. Goofballs. So instead of asking Hillary, you want our vote, what can you specifically do for our community? We asking her, can you do the wobble?
I'm sorry, what?
Do you know how to wobble?
I don't.
You know how to wobble? You just lost the black vote right there.
Yeah.
Karen?
I'm sorry, hold on. You just lost the black vote because you don't know how to wobble. Not because you're implementing any specific policies for the black community. It's you can't wobble. So guess what she did? She started to do the wobble because she didn't want to lose the black vote. But that's the bar. That is the bar for black folks when it comes to their vote. Can you do the wobble?
The black folks on your staff need to teach you how to do the wobble.
Well,
Trust
can
me.
you show me how you
go,
do
oh,
it?
I can show you how to do it. You gonna pick up some votes, trust me.
Well,
but
you gonna pick up some votes for doing the wobble.
You need some music. I don't really need the music.
You're gonna pick up some votes for doing the wobble. Guys, you can't make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up, you guys. This is what we're doing. You got Hillary, you just got some black votes because you know how to do the wobble.
But I'm just saying.
Okay, who could show me? Come on, don't be shy.
I told y'all Black Network we do a little bit different.
Well, you raised it. Now don't leave me hanging out here.
Put my iPod on. I got music.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, plug this up right now. Y'all know I'll put it on now. Secretary Clinton, it's a pleasure. Thank you so very much. Claflin, thanks you as well. Round of applause, please. Democratic presidential candidate.
Thank you, Roland.
Secretary Hillary Clinton. That's how I told y'all need the music. Don't let the ascot fool you.
Guys, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. And then the guy, the white supremacist Donald Trump, this is what he's talking about. Hold on. Let me pull this up. The guy who you guys called a white supremacist, who was only a white supremacist when he ran for office. Before then, he was welcome to the cookouts. All the rappers loved him. Everybody loved Donald Trump. Everybody loved Donald Trump until he ran for president. Even with the Central Park 5 situation. People had, you guys have to remember, because people want to bring up the Central Park 5. The black community moved on from the Central Park 5 situation. Even after the Central Park 5 situation, Donald Trump was still welcomed to the cookout. Facts. Now, meanwhile, what's his name? What's his name? Roland Martin is doing a wobble. Donald Trump is warning the black community about immigration. Let me pull it up. Here we go.
Would you believe?
But y'all didn't want to listen to him. Y'all didn't want to listen to him. He told you what was going to happen. And again, I know Donald Trump, he could be immature at times. But if you just listen to the guy, I don't care how you feel about him. If you just listen, let me play the video.
Believe that doing a simple 5-minute trick just once a day can raise your credit score.
Today, I want to talk about how to grow the African-American middle class and to provide a new deal for Black America. That deal is grounded in 3 promises: safe communities, great education, and high-paying jobs. My vision rests on a principle that has defined this campaign right from the beginning, and you've seen where we've come from and where we are right now. It's called America First. Every African-American citizen in this country is entitled to a government that puts their jobs, wages, and security first. One of the greatest betrayals has been the issue of immigration. Illegal immigration violates the civil rights of African Americans. That's what's been happening.
I'm gonna run that back. So this is Donald Trump when he was campaigning against what's her name? Hillary Clinton. So Roland Martin and all the black political pundits, they want to do the damn wobble. Donald Trump is like, listen, guys, this is what I got to offer. This is what I want to do for you guys. This immigration problem is an issue. It's going to affect the black community. Y'all didn't want that. Y'all wanted to do the damn wobble. You guys wanted to do the wobble. That's why I don't feel sorry in regards to how this immigration, these immigration policies and this immigration situation, how it's affected the black community. I don't feel sorry. These are the conversations he's having or trying to have because you guys wanted to throw a tantrum. Black folks threw a temper tantrum for 4 straight years while he was in office and just complained and whined like little kids when he was like, listen, y'all come to the White House, let's sit down, let's talk. Instead, y'all complain like little kids. Like my son when I take away his iPad. That's what you guys did for 4 straight years. Donald Trump told you what was going to happen. And listen, I sat down one day and I just listened to what the guy had to say. All right. I stopped listening to sound clips from MSNBC and CNN. I stopped listening to Joy Reid and Simone and Angela Rye and all those little silly slogans they use to guilt you. All skin folk and kin folk. I blocked all that shit out and I just listened to the guy. I'm like, whoa, Donald, he makes a great point. Let me run this back.
The issue of immigration. 31st. One of the greatest betrayals has been the issue of immigration. Illegal immigration violates the civil rights of African Americans. That's what's been happening.
He warned you guys 7-8 years ago. He warned you guys 7-8 years ago. Y'all didn't want to listen. You didn't want to listen.
No group has been more economically harmed by decades of illegal immigration than low-income African American workers.
I don't care how you feel about the guy. 8 years ago, he told you what was going to happen, how it was going to go down, but y'all didn't want to listen. And there's more. There's more.
I will also propose tax holidays for inner city investment, a new tax incentive to get foreign companies to relocate in blight.
So he wins 2016. The black collective cried and whined. I don't feel safe. They gonna put us back in chains. They gonna put us back in chains. I don't feel safe. Y'all did that for 4 straight years. For 4 straight years, that's what you guys did. But black people who went to the White House and sat down with Donald Trump got everything that they wanted. Hold on, not done yet. Not done yet. Y'all, I've been piecing this all together for years now. And then we'll get to these black people in Boston. We don't get to these black people in Boston, y'all.
If you're a business owner,
we don't get
then animated explainer videos are the best way to capture attention.
Do you support?
Hold on, here we go. Now here's your girl Kamala. Here's your girl Kamala.
Do you support reparations for Black people?
Well, listen, again, we had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a century. We had legalized discrimination, segregation, and now we have segregation and discrimination that is not legal but still exists and is a barrier to progress. We have disparities around housing. We have disparities around education. We have disparities around income. And we have to recognize that everybody did not start out on an equal footing in this country. And in particular, Black people have not. And so we have got to recognize that and do something about that and give folks a lift up. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the LIFT Act. Give people who are making $100,000 or less as a family a tax credit, which will benefit and uplift 60% of Black families who are in poverty.
So by default, it affects Black families, but there's not a particular policy for African Americans.
No.
But no, if you look at the reality of who will benefit from certain policies, when you take into account that they're not starting at the same place and they're not starting on equal footing, it will directly benefit Black children, Black families, Black homeowners, because the disparities are so significant. So if we focus on the specific issues that have resulted in the greatest disparities, and we understand that that's part of why we're doing it. Listen, the reality also is this: any policy that will benefit Black people will benefit all of society.
Trickle down.
Let's be clear about that.
Trickle down.
Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people.
Okay, hold on. I missed the part. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let me rewind it. Hold on. Let me rewind it. Hold on. Here we go. My favorite.
Let's really be clear about that.
Look at the
So
eyes.
I'm not gonna
Look at the eyes. Like, how dare you? How dare you ask me or question me about doing something specifically for the Black community? How dare you? Hold on. Here's my favorite part. Roll that neck, Kamala. Let them know.
that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No, because whatever benefits that Black family will benefit that community and society as a whole and the country. Right?
Okay, we're not done yet. Hold on. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. Here we go. Here's my favorite one. Here's my favorite one. Hold on. Here we go. Here's my favorite. Here we go.
I picked the software engineering program because they pay very well. It's a fast-paced industry. The boot camping.
It is the phrase that everybody's talking about today. You ain't Black. Those were the words coming from Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden during a radio show interview.
Well, he was talking about anyone who doesn't know whether to vote for him or President Trump in November. Biden's words sparked a growing debate. CBS 46's Brittany Miller explains that Biden has since apologized.
Yes, he has apologized, saying that he shouldn't have been such a wise guy or so cavalier. But Biden's apology really hasn't put out the flames of this national controversy.
3 words have ignited a political and racial firestorm.
So if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't Black.
Man, lean into the camera, Joe Biden. Let them know, Joe Biden. Let them know, Joe Biden. Lean into that damn camera, Joe Biden. Let them know. Let them know. Sleepy Joe, let them know. Sleepy Joe was awake for this question. Let them know. Lean into the camera. Lean into the camera. Let them know, Joe Biden. There you go. Let's run that back.
me or Trump, and you ain't black. Figuring out whether you're for me or Trump. I have a problem figuring.
Words have ignited a political and racial firestorm.
So if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
You Ain't Black is all over social media and major news outlets. The Trump campaign is even selling You Ain't Black.
Yeah, guess what the black response was to this? Let me pull up the response. Hold on, let me pull up the response. This is how black folks responded. This is how black folks responded to that. This is how black folks responded. Hold on. Let me pull it up. This is how we responded. Hold on. This is how black folks responded right here. Hold on. This is how we responded. Here we go. And don't get me wrong, I like the ass in the video. You know, I enjoyed that. But listen, there's a time and place for everything. This is the wrong time and the wrong place. All right, I enjoy, the scrippers, you know what I'm saying? Like back when I was at the University of Georgia, we would go to the body tap, we'll hit up Blue Flame. This is what we'll do. This is what I would do. I'll come to Atlanta from Athens, pull up to the Blue Flame. And this is back. Now I haven't been to the strip club in years. But this was back where you get $5 lap dances. Imagine being 19 years old. You got your own car. You and your homeboys. You pull up to the strip club. You get $5 lap dances. We will get a steak, big old steak and eggs. Eat good. Get lap dances. And look, oh man, I used to love. But see, now the strip clubs ain't safe. Back then, the strip clubs were cool. But again, there's a time and place for everything. But I ain't mad. I mean, I'm mad, but I'm not mad. But all right, let's get back to it.
Get your booty to the pole. 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 Yeah.
Did we get your attention? Good. So, you really not gonna vote?
You know it's more than just the president on the ballot, right? Check it.
Yeah, you can vote for Fannie Willis too.
Decides who to prosecute.
Fannie Willis,
Whether or not to go after dirty cops. Do you know who elects the DA? We do.
Yeah, we elected Fannie Willis.
You don't want to vote.
I didn't vote.
Can't make it rain if you locked up on some bullshit. Want trades and coding taught in our schools? Then vote for the school boards that will prepare us for the job market. Want to end cash bail? Well, then vote for the sheriffs and county officials that feel the same way you do.
But you talking about, they gonna pick who they gonna pick, shawty.
Ferguson just elected their first black mayor. You know how that happened? It's clear Black lives don't matter to some of our current elected officials.
If they matter to you, then don't let other people decide who's gonna run your community. Get your booty to the poll.
Get your booty to the poll. Get your booty to the poll.
Get your vote, yeah, vote, stretch.
For information on how and where to vote, as well as resources to find out who's running where you live, go to.
That was our response. We forgave Joe Biden, and then we dropped, bring your booty to the poll. That was our response. Hold on, guys, give me a second. I gotta pull something up. Here we go. Hopefully this is in English. Guys, give me a second. Here we go.
President-elect Joe Biden says immigration will be at the top of the agenda for his new administration.
Within 100 days, I'm going to send to the United States.
Top of the agenda for his new administration. says immigration will be at the top of the agenda for his new administration. President-elect Joe Biden says immigration will be at the top of the agenda for his new administration.
Within 100 days, I'm going to send to the United States Congress a pathway to citizenship for over 11 million undocumented people.
Biden.
I ain't know, man. I ain't know. Somebody came on here the other day, man. I'm just like, God damn, man. Are we really this stupid? Like, black folks, are we really this stupid? Joe Biden, when he was running for office, said that immigration and the alphabet community were his top two priorities, not you Negroes. And you guys went out and voted for it. And now you're mad. Let me run this back.
New administration. Joe Biden says immigration. President-elect Joe Biden says immigration will be at the top of the agenda for his new administration.
Within 100 days.
President-elect Joe Biden says immigration will be at the top of the agenda for his new administration.
Within 100 days, I'm going to.
I mean, this is what you guys voted for. So why are you complaining? So let's fast forward to Saturday, February 3rd, 2024. Situation in you've been seeing a situation in Chicago. Now we're in Boston. Now we're in, the black man built this country. The black man built this country, and how dare you allow these immigrants to get more resources and be treated better than us. Joe Biden, the guy you voted for, told you they were a priority. So why are you mad? How dare, we built this country. We suffered for 400 years under white supremacy racism, and we built this country. We built this country. How dare you allow people that just came here yesterday to have more opportunities and be treated better than us? How dare you? Joe Biden didn't mention anything about you descendants of slaves. He said his top priorities were immigration and the alphabet community. That's what he said.
Can't afford to live here, but y'all gonna bring some other motherfuckers here? That doesn't fucking add up. It doesn't make no fucking sense. None. I'm fucking homeless. I work a full-time job, 40 hours, and can't pay to live here. How the fuck are y'all gonna bring somebody else here? Don't make no fucking sense. None. Can't afford to live here, but y'all gonna bring some other motherfuckers here? That doesn't fucking add up. It doesn't make no fucking sense. None. I'm fucking homeless. I work a full-time job, 40 hours, and can't pay to live here. How the fuck are y'all gonna bring somebody else here?
That's what you voted for. This is what y'all voted for. I mean, I'm not trying to laugh, but it's like, this is what you voted for. And that's why I keep saying we got to remind everybody how we built this country and suffered. It's just, it's a pointless argument at this point. Why? Because we don't leverage it to get anything. This is what you guys voted for, okay? Black folks wanted to get rid of the orange man. Joe Biden said, okay, but I'm not going to do anything for you guys. My top priorities are going to be immigration in the alphabet community. That's what he said. I'm just telling you. I'm just saying. Hold on. Let me find the better clip of the video. Hold on, give me a second. Give me 1 second. Let me I got to go through all this. Guys, give me a minute. I want to find a better clip so you guys can see everything in proper context. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. Let me pull this up. Yeah, I gotta pull. Let me find this. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Here we go right now. Let me pull this up. All right, here we go.
Because I can yell. And I'm fucking angry. That's why. I hear you. I do hear you. So why can't I get in the fucking building? Because you can't get in right now. No one's in there. Why? Where's the mayor at?
The mayor you voted for.
Y'all, this fucking town's a fucking sham, yo. It's all about fucking money. It's a fucking money grab. Y'all give a fuck about the motherfuckers that was born and fucking raised here.
Oh, here we go. We built this country.
So fucking high.
Here we go. We built this country. Hold on. Here we go. Born and raised, and we built this country. Here we go. No, they don't care. They don't care.
Can't afford to live here, but y'all gonna bring some other motherfuckers here? That doesn't fucking add up. It doesn't make no fucking sense. None. I'm fucking homeless. I work a full-time job, 40 hours, and can't pay to live here. How the fuck are y'all gonna bring somebody else here? Don't make no fucking sense. None. And I've been here my whole fucking because I can yell. Because I can yell. Because I can yell. And I'm fucking angry. That's why. I hear you. I do hear you. So why can't I get in the fucking building? Because you can't get in right now. No one's in there. Why? Where's the mayor at? Y'all, this fucking town's a...
All right, so a little background information. I guess the rec center where they're at is in a black community. I think the rec center is named after a black person in a black neighborhood off of MLK Jr. Drive. So this rec center now has been shut down for people like Pops right here, and instead illegal immigrants are being housed there. But guess what? Who did you vote for? Do you know how close the election was? No, but Jonathan, black folks was the loudest, specifically black women were the loudest on how they saved the Democratic Party. So they got to take this L. And black men were right there with them. Black men and black women were the loudest on how they saved democracy from the orange man and how they saved the Democratic Party. They were the loudest. Black folks were the ones talking with these silly ass slogans all skin folk and kinfolk, and we saved the Democratic Party. We saved democracy. Black folks were the ones saying, Sleepy Joe, since we saved the Democratic Party and we're right behind you, Sleepy Joe, we need a woman, a black woman for vice president. That was black folks saying that. So hold the hell. All right, guys, links in the chat room. Link is in the chat room. Please click on the link again. Jonathan, no, Jonathan. That was a one. Georgia's back red. Trust me. Georgia is back red. Georgia's back red. Trust me. Biden ain't winning Georgia. Biden ain't winning Georgia. But link is in the chat room. Link is in the chat room. Please click on the link. Call in. Add to the conversation. We would love to have you guys. Please call in and add to the conversation. And if you have not bought my documentary, and I want to give a shout out to Ayana here in the chat room. Ayana was one of the first people to buy my documentary. Day one. No, Mers, it's just you have, so how can I put it? Atlanta is blue, but Georgia is still, for the most part, Republican is red. And so they were able to shut that sanctuary city shit down. But Keisha Lance Bottoms was talking that sanctuary city shit. But shout out to Yana. Yana was one of the first people to buy my documentary. So guys, be like Yana. Go to documentary. I'm sorry, I put the wrong link up in here. In fact, all you need to do is go to search for uhuru.com. Shout out to Tequila in the house. Hey, Tequila, how you doing? Guys, go to search for uhuru.com. Search for uhuru.com. There we go. And buy the documentary. Again, go to search for uhuru.com and buy the documentary. Go to search for uhuru.com and buy the documentary, you guys. Okay? Shout out to Tyler in the chat room. Guys, so links in the chat room. If you want to call in and add the conversation, please click on the link. Again, link is in the chat room. If you want to call in and add to the conversation, please click on the link. All right. If not, we'll close out in about 2-3 minutes. But link is in the chat room. Jonathan said he's gonna call in 2 minutes. Okay, we'll wait for you, Jonathan. We'll wait for you. Jonathan, we're waiting for you. But links in the chat room for anybody else who wants to call in. What up, Jonathan?
What's up, brother? How long you gonna be taking shots at our retarded people for voting for these fools?
Say that one more time. You said something about retarded.
Hey, listen, if you voted for that dude that said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black, you should be ashamed of yourself. Just for that
Hey,
alone.
but a lot of our folks did.
And they should be ashamed for that alone. I mean, I would have thought at least, I mean, win some states, yeah, but Georgia, like, come on, black people, y'all gotta take that L out down there in Atlanta, man, because that was some weird shit. I was so surprised by that when that shit. I mean, when Stacey Abrams and the weird ass people was talking about, man, there's a possibility to win Georgia. First thing that come to my mind, y'all ain't winning that Klan country. But they won that shit. I mean, election fraud out the ass got to be a possibility. If not, man, black people in Georgia need help. But like, the thing is a Republican state though. Now,
Well, it technically somewhat flipped blue under Biden, but that shit changed quickly when Stacey Abrams, ran again. So it's Georgia's back red, like no question.
Now you got to remember. Now I think she was either somebody was running as the governor or some shit like that. They lost.
No. That conspiracy theory that when she ran, I think that was like maybe 2017 or 2015, something like that. That she had really won and Kemp lost. No, that was debunked. She lost, bro.
Oh yeah, I know for sure she lost. Anybody? First of all, I got a problem. Black women, I love y'all, I really do. But what's up with electing these black females with no husband? Where is that shit? Either I have seen this shit on a constant basis. They either black females with no husband or they married to a white dude. What's up with that shit? Like y'all don't even look at that kind of shit and be like, man, I ain't voting for this motherfucker. This motherfucker a traitor. You can see the traitorism out the gate. Why would you keep voting for these people?
I don't know. Hey, T. Khalid, go ahead, T.
Hey, what I was gonna say is I hope Atlanta, Georgia get that Texas bus treatment.
I do
think
too,
there's
low key, I do too. But they turned down the sanctuary city status. Keisha Lance Bottoms was trying to bring it in, but I think like the Republican governor was like, hell no.
You know what's crazy? Because I thought that was kind of wild. Because like, why would a black woman who's supposed to be representing the black residents of Atlanta try to make Atlanta to a sanctuary city?
They're not representing the black community. They're not. We gotta stop that.
I guess since skin color only, I guess that's how they get the liberal. They're like, I'm black like you, therefore it is perceived that I have your interest, because that's just wild to me why a black person would make their city a sanctuary city. That is the dumbest. But you know what? They take orders from the people who put them in power. But there was a lady, I don't know what, I forgot her name, but she was like some government official in Atlanta. And when they were talking about how Texas was, busing immigrants to different cities, she did the standard Democrat line. Immigrants built this country, so if anything, we need to welcome them. And I was like, oh Lord, please, bust them to Atlanta, please, God.
Listen, at this point, immigrants built this country. They did.
Exactly.
That's where I'm at this point now. Yes.
Yeah.
They did. Yes.
But not these illegals. That and the thing about the deceptive thing about this immigrant argument is that the people who are pro illegal immigration, they keep talking about. They say immigrants and they miss the illegal part, because they say dumb things. Well, I've flown here from so-and-so country. Yeah, but we're not talking about you. You're not hopping the border and then becoming like an economic problem for the residents. We're talking about the people who are hopping the border and expected to be treated well. So yeah, man, I'm praying that Atlanta, Georgia gets that bus treatment, but you're saying that the Republican governor shut it down?
My bad. Yeah, so Atlanta's not a. Keisha Lance Bottoms is trying to make Atlanta a sanctuary city, but it got shut down.
Man, let me ask you this, man. What do black people even think about Keisha Lance Bottoms? Did they like her?
You know what? It's kind of. I'm gonna tell you why. It's kind of mixed, and the reason why is because you had the was it Rashard Brooks shooting? So here in Atlanta, you had the police involved shooting the black guy that got killed in a Wendy's parking
Oh
lot.
yeah.
And so, she was kind of doing the shuffle on that as far as trying to charge the police. And I think the police ended up getting charged, but then your girl, Fannie Willis, who's the DA, I think they got off. They ended up getting off. So it's like because the way she handled the Rashard Brooks situation, the people here in Atlanta are kind of like, they're not really big fans of her. And if you notice, she didn't run for a second term. So what does that tell you?
Yeah, man. But is Atlanta like a really liberal city, man? Is that? I mean, is that like a really liberal area,
Yeah, I
man?
mean, dude, yes, absolutely. I call Atlanta the Sodom and Gomorrah of the black race. It is. Atlanta is the Sodom and
It
Gomorrah of the
really
black
is,
race.
bro.
Keep
It
looking at
really
it.
is, bro.
You see everything here. So yeah, it's liberal.
God, dog, man. Yeah, and it's crazy though, dog. It's because that's the only way black folks learn, man. Is if like problems befall them, man. There's like no like conflict prevention or problem prevention. Like the problem has to hit the Negro before the Negro wakes up, and it's sad, man. And it's sad. I mean, it's like I cannot feel sorry for black folks in Boston, black folks in New York, and black folks in Chicago. Like I can't feel bad for them because, like I said, had this not happened, they will be telling me in Texas, who was dealing with this migrant situation, that we're just a bunch of lazy Negroes and just deal with it. That's what they were seriously telling, because that's what they was telling us in 2016. But now when it's coming to them, they are crying about it. It's like, I'm rooting for Texas. Like, I'm like, and I want them to specifically send them to the black communities
That's what I've been
because
saying.
our people are like 90% Democrat. So this specifically, it's got to hit black folks specifically. No other community. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, Greg Abbott is doing God's work.
He is.
He's doing
Man.
God's work. Like keep filling up. Listen, keep filling up them Greyhound buses, them school buses. Listen, the mega buses. Keep filling them up and shipping them Chicago and now Boston and now New York and the black communities. Greg Abbott, and the reason, like I was saying earlier today, the reason why, and like I agree with you in sending them specifically to the black community.
Yes.
Because black people were the loudest about how they saved democracy,
Facts.
how they saved the Democratic Party, how the black woman needs to be rewarded because they are the ones that got the black community out there to vote for Joe Biden. So I want Greg Abbott to send all of them to the black community in sanctuary cities, drop them off, gas up, make sure another thing too, I want to make sure that they're comfortable. Like I want to make sure that when they arrive to these cities, that they get the red carpet treatment. I showed a video the other day in New York how they had these centers, these cities, like these 10 cities, but they were nice. They had PlayStation 5s. They're eating gourmet meals. I want that. Like I am in full support of that. Meanwhile, black folks, we built this country, and how dare they treat these illegal immigrants better than us black folks who built this country? Y'all voted for this. So I am in full support. Y'all think I'm lying? They got PS5s.
That's crazy, man.
Hold on, let me pull this up. Let me pull this video up. Hold on. Let me pull this up. Guys, give me a second. Let me pull this up. They got PS5s. Y'all think I'm playing? Hold on, where's this at? Where's this at? Where's this at? I gotta find it, but they had PS5s.
You ain't gotta show. It's likely a fact. PS5, free housing, free food.
Oh, and now they're getting debit cards in New York. Now they're getting debit cards with money on it. Hold on, let me pull it. No, I gotta find this. Here we go right here. And then T, he saw the video when the immigrants put hands and feet on.
Yeah, I saw that. and then I heard that they let them go, and now they fled to California.
No bail. And then I heard that they left New York, so they gone.
That was to California is what I heard. And you know what's funny? Because they wouldn't do the Negro liberal like that.
No, but you know what? Good. I'm glad.
The liberal sitting in jail right now.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm glad they won't. I'm glad. I am happy that because we already know we would have done that, we would have got shot. But I'm happy that they're making a distinction on how they're going to treat illegal immigrants versus the ADOS FBA. If it wasn't for y'all wouldn't. It wasn't for us. If it wasn't for us, y'all wouldn't be allowed in this.
Voting them in, yeah.
I'm
vote them in.
I'm all for it. Let them free them. Give them free.
Yeah, man. That's what we voted for. But you know what, man? But yeah, man, I'm just glad that y'all are in agreement because, like I said, in Texas, man, like once again, the black community. If the black community was a community that was not like 90% on one side, and it was kind of 50-50, I would say, yeah, that's kind of messed up. But, for a community this hard-headed and support policies that's so detrimental to where they got to learn the hard way, it's like, yeah, man, this is just tough love, man. Even that NOI lady in Chicago where she spoke to Brandon Johnson, telling him to stop the buses. No, hell no.
We voted for you. I was on the front lines with you. Oh God.
Exactly. She was sounding silly, and then how dare she say stop the buses? So what? Texas just gonna keep doing? Hell no. Y'all are sanctuary cities. There ain't no damn buses stopping. They come in. Y'all are a welcoming sanctuary city at that. Y'all gotta take care of them. Hell no. Them buses gonna keep coming. The hell you mean stop it?
All right, let's see here. Let me play this video real quick. John, I gotta meet you. Let me play this real quick. So they're getting debit cards now.
Listen, there's a good chance somebody's trying to hack your website right now.
Well, questions being raised tonight about a new pilot program that'll give migrant families a reloadable prepaid credit card to buy food and baby supplies.
All right, it would replace the food boxes given to asylum seekers staying in hotels. Fox 5's Jessica Formoso
staying in the hotel
on how it would all work.
Some migrant families will soon be given prepaid credit cards to buy food and baby supplies. The mayor's office says the city is partnering with Mobility Capital Finance to launch a more cost-effective program. Right now, the city has contracts with food services who provide non-perishable food boxes to shelters. They will start with 500 migrant families with children in short-term hotel stays. The cards can only be used at bodegas, grocery stores, supermarkets, and convenience stores.
We're just giving this migrant population more free stuff at the expense of New York City taxpayers.
In a statement, the mayor's office says, in part, quote, not only will this provide families with the ability to purchase fresh food.
Hey, but T, unmute yourself, T. T, you're muted. T, Khalid, got to unmute yourself.
No. I couldn't hear what you just.
But T, don't you notice where all this stuff is going on? The mayors are black.
Oh yeah. That makes it even more treasonous, to be honest with you, because I just can't see, a black mayor with a bunch of Latinos behind him talking about we're going to keep this a sanctuary city while the black residents are upset. That is like that is a level of traitorism that I feel like if you was in Africa doing something like that, there'll be extreme measures taken against you for that type of traitorism. I just can't see any other race doing something like that where they're putting other races above the interests of the race that put you in power or overwhelmingly put you in power, and just doing that. It's baffling me, man. But Dynas, this is going to really test the black liberal, especially IQ, and test how much pain they can take before they finally wake up. Because I'm curious when election time comes, how they will vote. That's what I'm curious about. If they're still voting for the same thing, I feel like a nuclear bomb is going to have to take, or some type of world war is going to have to take place for black folks to wake up. But I truly want to see what happens during the voting time. If black Chicagoans says enough is enough, we're no longer voting Democrat. That's what I'm curious to see.
Go ahead, Elvis.
All right. Thank you, Dynas. First of all, I want to say, let's not forget that these guys were bussed into places like Chicago and New York down from Texas.
Right. Yeah, we know.
And I just want to give you an example of Miami, Florida, right? There was an open policy that anybody who made it over from Cuba into Miami gets, a residency there. So there was an open call for Cubans who were fleeing, Cuba from Fidel Castro to come into Miami. And we saw what happened there. And they were given welfare. It was propaganda against Fidel Castro. And we see how the landscape, the demographic landscape in Miami has changed. So that of a Cuban-based, enclave. What's happening in New York and Chicago is quintessential American. When you say these guys are getting free benefits, welfare, right?
Yeah, but let me stop you. What happened in South Florida did not affect the black community like it is right now.
Right. I mean, there will be some push, some drawbacks. But the point that I'm making here is that, Dynas, this is why people love America, right? You have what is called compassionate relief.
What?
Hold on.
Boy, yeah.
Hold on. Hold on, Dynas.
Build that wall, brother.
Down in Texas, right? Texas, more than perhaps any. And hold on, please. Perhaps more than any other state has benefited from quote unquote illegal immigrants. The wages in Texas are so low that it's very difficult for people to get a high paying job if you don't have a college degree down in Texas. And Texans love that. Those who are the businessmen, the corporations, they love that the wage is so low down in Texas. They've benefited tremendously from people coming from Mexico and other places like that down in Texas. This was a ploy because this is an election is coming up. So Greg Abbott, Ron DeSantis, they did it intentionally to send these immigrants to quote unquote democratic cities. And
brother,
before
were you born in America? Just out of curiosity. This is the problem. This is where Tariq Nasheed kind of gets his way.
Allow me to finish my points.
Oh my God.
Allow me to finish my points. Thank you. My point here is Democrats who, although Joe Biden, believe it or not, even Obama deported more immigrants during his presidency than any other contemporary presidents in recent times. So, but when you have people who need refuge, who need help, the spirit of America is not to turn them away. It's to help them in their time of need. And that's what's happening right now. There were immigrants who came to Ellis Island who had nothing, who didn't even apply to come to America. They just got on the boat and came in, and America accepted them. They merged into this country. They've, contributed tremendously to the American culture, the American way of life. And that's how America has been, great for many years. So yes, it's temporarily affecting the black communities or the communities that these people are in. But the essence of America is to bring her your weary, those who, are outcasts, those who need help. When you look at, Laos and Vietnam,
that's the essence of liberals, by the way.
One thing, even my country, in Africa and other places, when you have a chaotic situation where people are fleeing and they need to be, immigrated from those countries. They become refugees. They become, people who are looking for help and refuge. America has always opened, its arms to people like that.
But let's be clear, Elvis. In the case of your country, it was self-inflicted. Go ahead.
Fine, Diane. It's not an ideological, argument. But I'm just saying, places like Venezuela, which is in turmoil, other places in South America, which is going through hell, people tend to flee to the United States. If America didn't cause the problem and invite them, even Afghanistan during Trump, people came from Afghanistan when the Taliban took over there and fled to the United States. Even in Syria, in recent times,
Bro, you're aware that they send the Haitians back, right?
Hold on. And you should ask yourself that question. Who sent the Haitians back? Was it Biden that sent them back, or Greg Abbott who was putting them on? No. It was Greg Abbott who was putting them on, using like a slave master tactic with people on horseback and putting lassos around their necks. He sent the Haitians back, but let the Mexicans and the Colombians and the Venezuelans put them on buses and send them to New York. It wasn't Biden that did it.
It's Biden's policies that's causing Texas not to deport anyone, bro. What are you talking about, man? Why
did Texas deport them if it's not Biden's?
Texas can't deport anybody, man.
So Biden didn't do it either.
That's the problem. No, Biden is not enforcing the immigration laws. Why do you think Texas is building barbed wire? Why do you think Texas is deploying its National Guard and plus other Republican states to the border? Because Biden is doing nothing about the illegal immigration. So how can you say Texas benefits?
There's an amnesty law. There's an amnesty law, right? You know what the amnesty law is, right? When you go there, you have to make your case. And in that time, while they're reviewing your case, you're allowed to have temporary stay in the United States.
These people are abusing. Do you know people abuse systems, right? Like, you're aware of that, right?
Yeah,
so if everyone knows that you
white
come
people
to
abuse the system, black people abuse the system. It's not just immigrants.
Elvis, these immigrants know that when they come to America illegally and cross that border, they actually run to Border Patrol. Why? Because they're getting let in. You typically, if you are committing a crime, what do? You run away from the law. You don't run to them.
Hold on. It's a long-standing policy. That's the point that we're making here, right? It's a long-standing policy. It's American law. That was there under Trump. It was there under Trump. You know that, right? It's not a policy that's new that Biden passed.
Trump
it was
got
there
around
from George Bush's time.
Dude, Trump got around that with Remain in Mexico. You remember Remain in Mexico?
He was breaking the law. That's why he got in trouble for putting those kids in the internment camps. He was breaking the law. You have to follow the law.
Elvis, do you remember Remain in Mexico? That means asylum seekers have to remain in Mexico, not get dispersed into the United States.
He made proclamation that was against the law. That's not what the American law said. That's why
it doesn't matter. Bro, how can you?
You don't care about the law now, right?
No. But this is where Tariq Nasheed. No. The problem is
I don't care about Tariq Nasheed. We're talking about law.
You got people not born in this country talking about America takes the weak. How does that benefit our country, me or anyone on this panel, that we are taking the lowest of the lowest?
Are you more American than I am?
Brother.
Because you were born here? Are you more American than I am?
Yes. I was born and raised here. How do we take the poorest of the poor who can't support themselves? How is that beneficial to America? That we're taking the poorest people. We're not taking the best. We're taking the lowest class people who's doing right on welfare. Are you kidding?
America has always been that way. You must not know what America stands for. The idealism of America, right?
No. That's what liberal. No, that's what blue. No, that's what liberal America.
How do you think Italians got here?
Oh my God, bro. We have a border that is wide open to everyone.
How do you think Italians got here?
It doesn't matter. We have a border. Okay, did the Italians hop the border illegally? Did they fly to Mexico and come
into this country on ships without documentation?
Did they hop the border illegally in 300,000?
Whether you hop the border illegally or you got on ships and came here illegally, it's the same thing. They came here illegally. You know that, right?
Bro, this is so crazy. So Americans
you're trying to push a political point when you don't understand the laws of your own country.
So the American public who was born and raised there, who cannot get shelter if they are poor, who can't get their
Those
rent
guys
paid,
are not getting
gotta
anything more than
subsidize
poor
illegals
Americans.
who cross the
Welfare,
border.
people
We
get
gotta pay for them
welfare. They have
because we
Social
are
Security
compassionate. Get the
numbers.
hell out of here with that, man. Are you
One
kidding me?
second. People get welfare when they have Social Security number. The government can track them, and send them these welfare checks because they need it. These poor immigrants who don't have any documentations, if they're giving them, debit cards to give them some form of assistance, it's the same thing that poor blacks, poor whites, poor Hispanics get when they come in,
No, they shouldn't get
when
a
they need
damn
help from
thing
this
because they
government.
crossed this border legally. If I came from Texas and I decided to go to California and I did a long trek because I was poor and I was hungry and I broke into like a gas station and stole some food and I had my son in my hand, guess what? I'm going to jail and they're separating me from my son. I will not get awarded or applauded for making some long trek.
You
So I'm
said
not
you're
trying to
from
hear
Texas,
this
right?
BS about us.
You said you're
No,
from
yeah,
Texas,
but
right?
I'm not trying to hear this BS
Okay.
about
One second.
the welfare. Heck
So
no,
you
man.
agree that Greg Abbott broke the law by
breaking the
from
law.
your hold
No, I
on,
don't believe
guys.
Greg Abbott's breaking
From
any
your
law. No, sir.
statement, right? These guys are illegal. You're saying they came here illegally.
Yes,
So your
yes, crossing the border
put
illegally.
them
Yes,
on
sir.
buses, pack them on buses,
Because
illegal
Texas is getting
immigrants.
overwhelmed. Are you kidding
No,
me?
he's the governor
Wow,
of
bro.
Texas. If they're doing something illegal,
Wow.
it's his responsibility to uphold the laws.
What are you talking about if the federal government is not
because
giving
they're not
Texas any
illegal. That's
resources?
the
I just
point.
want
They
the
were not
American
illegal in the
my
people
first
God.
place. They were
to
seeking
understand that
asylum.
this man don't understand American law at all.
Explain
It
it
is
to us.
illegal
What's the
to enter the
asylum law?
United States illegally.
Exactly. That's why we
It's
got a damn
You can
illegal.
border.
enter the United
Even
States if you're
if
seeking
a
asylum, and
Democratic
then your
president,
case will be
there's this
reviewed,
thing
and
called
they determine
sanctuary
if you
city.
qualify for asylum or not.
Sanctuary city only means that they would not give your ass up to immigration control. But if you take your ass to a city that ain't no sanctuary city, they give your ass up to immigration control and they kick your ass out the damn country. What the fuck is you talking about, bro?
Exactly,
That's
bro.
not how
And
it
I'm not
works.
gonna pay
That's not how
taxes
it
for
works.
Hold on. Yo,
poor
T,
people
T.
broke the law.
Guys, let me pass it to Monty Dread. Go ahead, Monty Dread.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. My only issue is that when I look how everybody's making the comment about the black people here in New York City, we don't really constitute a large control over the political situation here in New York City. Taking into a fact that, like, I work in an international business, we have a large number of immigrant populations here, people who come in on the work visas, student visas, and also the other people who may be transported in with this new influx of like migrant workers. That whole situation, how shit operates in New York City, is totally different. Just because you have a black mayor, don't think that you have a backup constituent of black politicians who are creating these policies to say this is what we will allow for migrants. There's a large number of other migrant groups, Latins, Asians, South Asians, and now Africans. So New York City is a different situation. Our state and local government is not set up like Atlanta, Texas, and Chicago. Blacks don't run shit here.
I'm glad you said that because I'm so glad you said that. You know why? Because the same thing that's happening in New York is about to happen to Chicago. As long as this border open, and this is the problem for the African American who's actually born in this country. Because they support open borders, because voting for Democrat, they're about to lose their power. Because what you just said how the black folks don't have power in New York because they're overran by different immigrants from different countries. The same thing is going to happen to Chicago or any other black dominated area, which is why this is a problem for black people specifically. Because why would you want to give up your political power?
But
why
the
would you want to
situation,
lose your numbers?
my only
just
issue
be
when
nice.
my
I would
issue is
argue
that
that
when
them
people
places
make
lost
statements
political
like
power a
that.
long damn time ago. They've
Well,
been gave that shit up.
Yeah, but no, it's not an issue of
Well,
giving
that
it
is
up.
true.
We never really had it. After the white community, the next community come in and assume any kind of power like that. Or like you said, the next group of immigrants were the Italians, who have initially, like the brother said, not like the first, but then adopted into what was considered, oh, now you're white Americans. Then after that, in New York City, Jews run everything.
Well, that's true.
Let's be very clear. They have their own social services offices where they don't have to go and be. They have their own social services office. I believe they had a situation where they can give out their own passports and visas. Because remember, a lot of them, I'm in the apparel industry, and a lot of them work overseas and travel pretty much the same places I go to Asia or South Asia when we're doing your manufacturing. They can get their passport and work visas from their own offices within their own neighborhoods. So let's be very clear about what the city structure is here, which is why you won't hear a whole lot of hoopla coming from higher up city officials about what's going on with Israel and Palestine. That's just not going to happen. Jews run shit here. If the mayor stepped up and said anything crazy about the migrants, there's a strong enough Latin community base. Well, let's be clear. He's not getting a second term, first off. So he won't even be there when we come around next year for this time. My point is that shit just runs differently here. This is not anything what black people wanted to say with the migrants, but regardless, this was a situation that already had affected us. Before the migrant situation, once the Puerto Rican community kind of died down, we had an influx of Dominicans show up here long before this situation was going on now. And then it coupled with the fact that the African nation, and I'm talking about all the communities, not just the Nigerians anymore, we're still mostly West and South African. We get a sprinkle of East Africans here and there. Now we got an influx. Then you got the Haitian community, and now you got a crazy influx of South Asians. And I'm talking about they infiltrate into the different levels of city government and municipal jobs. Like you'll see one group of people will run the meter maid, another group of people will be in charge of when you at your social services offices. So the political structure here is very immigrant oriented in New York City.
Yeah, but Monty, I understand that and I get that. But again, it comes back to how black folks would allow this, how they saved the Democratic Party, how they saved Joe Biden, how they saved democracy from the orange man, how Joe Biden needs to reward us sisters and give black women.
I'm not disagreeing with you, Diners.
So that's the point.
I'm saying. That kind of rhetoric may hold weight in what I call south of the Mason-Dixon line, down in the Bible Belt. Here in New York City, if you really look at the numbers, the percentage-wise, our input is not that big. We're still outnumbered by the Latin community on Democratic votes.
Yeah, but I don't want to give black people escape. I'm sorry, I just can't, bro, because black people know what the Democratic Party stand for. They know that they're pro-illegal immigration. So because we vote 90%, we are at fault for this. And from what I'm hearing, Democrats really can't win anything, national election or anything, without the black vote.
Listen,
that's why they're so hard versus any other
I'm not disagreeing with what any of y'all say. I'm just saying it's not like black people ran shit here and you said, oh, that's what y'all get, that's what y'all voted for. Nah, not really. Because I'm saying personally, my issue with Trump, fuck Trump, he could eat a bag of dicks. I never got over what he said about those 5 young black men when he wanted to take out a full front page color ad accusing them of that rape situation in Central Park and not exonerating them.
So rhetoric is worse than policy, brother. Rhetoric is worse than policy, brother.
Listen, man,
you hate Trump because of what he said. But you can't really name a policy why you hate Trump, though, bro.
But see, I'm man enough to say I'm speaking for myself.
I got you, man, but I'm just saying like a policy issue, though, bro. Because the thing is, I want black people to start looking at policy. Like, I don't care about someone's personality. I'm gonna tell you because that's what women do. Like, let's be real. Like, a woman's not gonna like social I'm not accusing, but we care too much about people's personalities as men.
It's just like if we go back and talk to the conversation about civics for what Trump would stand for, it just wasn't any situation. I'm in a democratic city, period. That just wasn't going to happen here.
Yeah, bro, because our people are too emotional in their habits. They're like, words hold more weight than policy. Because I have yet to meet a black person who doesn't like Trump because of policy. Maybe like, you know what? I don't like Trump because maybe we need illegal immigrants for so-and-so. I don't like Trump because maybe we should stay in Syria and Afghanistan and go to war. Like, it's always because he's a racist. It's like, come on, man. Like, we gotta get policy oriented,
Brother
man.
Elvis,
we are basically going up this.
Benefited the rich.
Gentlemen, we're going up the mountain just on opposite sides. We're going up this mountain just on the opposite side. Because when you start talking about policy, yes, it was 1 or 2, 3 things that would benefit from Trump in office, like stopping this migrant situation. But then it said, okay, what about all the other policies?
Wars too,
this
man.
conversation has been very, very, very focused on this migrant issue. And there's a plethora of other things that have never been touched on this platform. So I'm hearing what y'all saying about, no, it's not. It's just that this is the one that we're focusing on currently.
Because of how massive it is, brother.
Khalid, can I ask you a question, bro?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is a trick question. I'm gonna put it out there because I know how you're gonna answer it. What wars did Trump stop?
I would say Trump definitely minimized United States action when it comes to Syria.
Yeah, the
Trump also, and also Trump did meet up with the North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un, which was historic because not a single American president would do that. See, what American presidents do prior to Trump for diplomacy is they start laying down like laws, like for us to meet you, you have to do X, Y, Z. Countries don't operate like that. Trump was the only American president to do that with Kim Jong-un, and he met with Vladimir Putin. Didn't lay out these things that you have to do, met with them. So I think by Trump doing that, yes, that prevented any future conflict. And yes, I don't think Russia would have invaded Ukraine with the Trump presidency.
Please give me 30 seconds, okay? Let me respond to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. First of all, when Trump was in office, right? The wars that you think he stopped because you said he got us out of Syria. Not true. There was war going on
in Afghanistan.
And that was the trick part of my question, Donnie, and you fell into that trap. One second now. The point of Afghanistan was already prearranged before Trump even got in office. That America was going to pull out at that point in time. It was prearranged. So he didn't do any. It wasn't a policy standpoint from Trump. It was already prearranged. He just fulfilled the commitment that Americans made to get out of Afghanistan. So he didn't do anything on that front.
Okay.
It's a fact. With North Korea, right? Trump got nothing. They had no deal, nothing signed with North Korea. It was just a photo op. There was nothing there with North Korea.
It doesn't matter. The fact that we met them.
Hold on. Meeting somebody and getting nothing done is just the same as not meeting them.
Elvis, can I ask Elvis, let me ask you a question. So are you saying that it was Obama's idea to withdraw from Afghanistan?
Of course.
Prove it. Put the link in the chat room.
Well, I'm on my phone right now.
Because under Obama, we increased our military presence in Afghanistan.
No, but we had a drawdown plan. Obama gave us a drawdown plan, and in the year that it happened in, it was the general said that it wasn't going to be safe enough for Obama to pull out that quickly. So they're asking for an extension so that he could give him a couple of years to make sure everything was in place so that it could pull out. Obama, and that's when Trump got into office.
Okay, hold on. Obama wanted more troops in Afghanistan, and Obama was the one who was bombing Doctors Without Borders in Syria.
You're saying that Obama was bombing Doctors Without Borders in Syria.
Obama was the one dropping bombs in Syria. Look, he bombed the Doctors Without Borders, man.
Dinus, my point here is Obama bombed Syria, Trump bombed Syria. Biden is bombing, the Iranians back there.
Don't forget Obama bombed Libya.
What were the Abraham Accords, Elvis?
You said, what were the Abraham Accords between Israel and Palestine and Egypt?
Who headed that?
It wasn't. I don't think it was even during Obama's time. I think it was during.
See, this is the problem. This is the problem right here. What
right?
Hold on. Stop.
It was about these the peace in the Middle East. It wasn't because of Obama. I think it was about Clinton.
Who initiative was the Abraham Accords, Elvis Morris?
I'm not sure, but I don't think it was about Obama.
My point.
Okay, enlighten me, Diane. Who initiated it? Was it?
T. Khalid, unmute yourself.
Oh, you know, my bad,
I
man.
don't know everything,
I was
Daniels.
moving
This is not a
around when you was
trivia.
talking. What is he asking? I'm sorry.
So Elvis has no clue about the Abraham Accords.
And that was with the that's the Middle Eastern situation. So what?
That's
So
what I
what?
said. I didn't have all the details, but if Daniels can enlighten us, maybe he has it on his computer.
But
I'm not
But
reading
the
from a
thing,
computer.
no,
whose initiative was it?
I don't know.
Goddamn,
If you say if it's Obama's
goddamn, it was
initiative,
Donald. It was
maybe I'm
Donald
thinking
Trump.
something. Maybe I'm
It was
thinking something
Donald.
else.
It was
it was
Donald
Donald
Trump.
Trump.
Oh, was
Donald
it
Trump.
changing
Yes,
the embassy?
Elvis was the amount of activity in the Middle East under Obama and currently under Biden is nowhere where it was under Trump.
What do you mean? You think changing the capital from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem was a good thing for the Arab War?
What do you mean what I mean? You know exactly what I mean.
No. What are you saying? I want to get your point of view. Are you saying it was a good thing that
I
he
will
changed
admit
the?
Trump's foreign policy wasn't perfect, but he was
Right.
literally the only U.S. president that didn't get us into another war and actually sat down with foreign leaders who we would see as enemies. Okay, that is a huge step because a lot of foreign countries, especially the ones who we have sanctions with, they won't deal with America because we won't talk to them. That's the problem. We won't talk to them without preconditions. Trump is the only leader to do that. And if Trump was probably given another 4 years, I'm pretty sure he would negotiate some type of ceasefire with Russia and Ukraine. Biden will not talk to Vladimir Putin. What? So under the Democrat, under the we love all brown people and all these other races, we sit there and prolong these wars by sending them foreign military support. These wars are never going to end. And this is a conflict with Russia, man. Come on, man. This is close to nuclear war. Trump talking about when I become president, I'm going to try to end this peacefully to end the possible impact of World War III. No Democrat is talking like that. Ask any Democrat. We got to side with our allies in Ukraine against the Russian aggression. These people are crazy. These people are insane. So yeah, I would say Trump's not the best foreign policy, but dang, he's better than what's up right now.
Did you hear about the Soviet Union? Have you heard about that before?
The Soviet Union is gone, man. They've been there.
No.
Why are we bringing them back up, man?
Hold on. How did the Soviet Union formulate?
That was my history on that is not too.
After World War II. After World War II is when the Soviet Union, for the most part.
But they are no more, man. And there is no reason for NATO because the Soviet Union is gone. So what NATO is doing, which is probably why Russia invaded Ukraine.
Do you know why the war in Ukraine started? Do you know why the war in Ukraine started?
Yeah, I know why, but I'm telling you why. You know about the color revolution.
Hold on. Give me 30 seconds, please. Because it's tied back to the Soviet Union.
Because you're ignoring the color revolution.
Hold on, brother. Because Vladimir Putin is saying that the regions in Ukraine that once belonged to quote unquote Russia, he wants to reunite them with Russia. Places like Crimea, places like Donetsk, and another city that's close by. He wants to reunite them.
No, brother, you're ignoring the coup that happened in Ukraine. How can you ignore the coup in Ukraine?
Hey, listen. Hold on. Elvis, you're babbling now. The reason why the war in Ukraine has started. Hold on. The reason why is when at the end of Germany, you had East Germany, you had West Germany. When Russia pulled out of East Germany, they had an agreement with NATO that you would not encroach on us and there won't be any problems. NATO reneged on that and was starting to try to recruit Ukraine into NATO.
Ukraine is a sovereign country. It's not Russia.
That's not the agreement they had with NATO.
No, you said encroach on us. NATO is not part of us, as in Russia. Ukraine is not part of Russia.
NATO is trying to recruit Ukraine into NATO.
That's not even true.
How can you say
that's
that?
Not even true.
Are you not
you guys are conflicting things. You're conflicting it.
Elvis is not paying attention to geopolitics, bro.
Elvis, you're not that smart, bro. I'm just sorry. It's emotional babble. What happened? All right, when they knocked down that goddamn wall that separated Germany. All right, Germany became one, and Russia pulled out. They had an agreement with NATO. Listen, do not encroach on us, or it's going to be a problem. NATO reneged and was recruiting. And she brought it up in regards to the coup. It was recruiting Ukraine to join NATO, and Russia warned them several times.
And other Eastern European countries.
Eastern European countries. Basically, don't
the color revolution.
Basically, it was NATO. Do not cross this line. NATO.
Do you know where Poland is?
NATO agreed to it. That's the point you're missing.
The point is, the NATO refused Ukraine. Ukraine applied to be in NATO, and they refused them because of that reason, right? Now they're considering it because Russia already attacked Ukraine.
See,
That's
you
what
are
happened.
ignoring the coup that
Poland
took
is
place
right
under
next to Russia,
Obama
and you're in
administration.
NATO.
So Elvis,
Is that encroachment?
Elvis, do you know anything about the coup that took place under the Obama administration? Do you know anything about
where?
that?
In Ukraine?
Where the president, I can't pronounce his name, but the president of Ukraine was overthrown.
He was
by
ousted because he was a dictator.
United States
and he fled to Russia.
Dictator.
We know that.
Are you not aware of that?
We know that.
Okay,
we know
so that person was hostile to Russia. Do you understand that they was hostile to the Russian-speaking residents?
Who was hostile to Russia?
I think his name is Yatsenyuk, man. I cannot pronounce his name, but you remember when Victoria?
You mean Yamashenko?
Yeah, I cannot remember. I don't know these Eastern names. Okay, so I could have it wrong, but you probably know what I'm talking about.
Fled to Russia because he was ousted.
Elvis, no, I'm talking about the dictator. Elvis, you know who Victoria Nuland was, right? I think Obama's Secretary of State. You remember that leaked audio? But look, Google it. That leaked audio where they was picking the dictator of Ukraine. And I believe it was the United States Ukraine ambassador asked Victoria Nuland, well, I don't think the Europeans will be cool with this, us just picking dictators. She said, F the EU. Please look at that. That was headline news. And then the dictator that they discussed became the dictator in Ukraine.
Hillary Clinton. And I think Joe Kerry,
man, you got to Google that, man.
Right,
it is on YouTube.
Hold on, T. Let me pass the information man show. Go
ahead. I'm done.
Why y'all arguing over Europeans fighting against Europeans, man?
Listen, Elvis is the one that brought it up.
Let me talk. Let me talk. I've been listening to y'all running y'all damn mouth.
Man, you are deflecting and getting highly emotional, man.
Be quiet. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Dynas right now. Dynas, I'm going to break. Dynas, let me break. I'm not highly emotional. I'm just been listening to you guys arguing back and forth, and it's not necessary. Why are we arguing as black people over Europeans fighting other Europeans because Russia wants to? I'm about to finish what I'm about to say. Sir, I've done videos on this. I understand about World War III. I got videos about this. I was wondering for you to break this story about a potential for World War III on my channel. But what I'm basically saying is we already know that Putin ain't nothing but old KGB. He wants that country back to unite them back to what they were. I understand that. I understand that. No, he wants it back. And matter of fact, I listen to a cat that's in Russia that's reporting what's really going on the ground there, not American news. Now, this is what I want to say, Dynas. This is important. Because our black mayors are selling us out. Dynas, when you get a chance, I want you to check out a website called Cities for Action. Cities for Action is a website where when you open up the website, I want you to click on About Us. Then when you go to About Us, look at our leaders. Do you know that a majority of your black mayors, what do we have, about 180 mayors have come together across the country in a coalition to push this migrant agenda, okay? And the whole idea is to give these migrants affirmative action, give them access to resources that black, and a lot of these cities are cities where you have black people who have been trying to get resources, and now they're going to convolute the resources when bringing in these other people. When you go into our leaders, it will stroll through all the mayors in the country, in the city, in all these major cities are cities, and a lot of them are black mayors. A lot of your black mayors in Democratic cities are selling black people out. They have signed on to this coalition that includes Brandon Johnson in Chicago, the mayor in San Francisco, the new mayor in LA. All their faces are going to shuffle up there from all these major cities and spots in the country. And when you read through this, they have already signed on in this procedure to move and displace black Americans out of these areas for the favor of these migrants. Now, you just heard already, Dinas, what's going on in Boston, a community center, a rec center where you have black children that were taking in part in programs there. I just watched a news report where they're going to be out of that facility until all the way to May. And you have black kids and directors that are saying this is affecting our community. So they're displacing black people in terms of programs that we use, resources that we need, that we've been arguing for years. We pay taxes. They don't pay taxes. They come over here illegally. And you've got these Democratic run cities and mayors who have already signed on to this coalition to replace our black asses in these resources to give the other people who haven't paid any of these mayors any type of giving them a vote, haven't paid any taxes in this country. You even got the new young mayor in Baltimore with the afro. He has signed on to this. This website breaks it all down. So I came up here not to get into arguments with people, but to get into facts. In the beginning of this website, it says cities and countries are leading in the advanced action of immigrants. Cities of Action is a coalition of nearly 200 U.S. mayors, counties, executives across America advocating a pro-immigration, immigrant public policy and launching innovative, inclusive programs and policies at the local level. And who is it affecting at that local level? As I said before, Dinas, it's affecting black people in our communities, because this is where they're pushing these folks in our community. They're not taking them to the rich white folk communities. They're pushing them in our community, Dinas. Yes, sir.
I thought Chicago was a black city.
Right.
Black folks ran Chicago.
Right. We don't, you know what? You know as well as I know, Dinas, that's all a facade. Black folks don't run nothing but their mouths. That's all we're running. That's why when I got up here, I understand. Look, man, I lived through the 80s. I understand geopolitics. I know what Putin is doing. We know that this war is about power, control, and also of resources, which, by the way, America under Biden has given them people over $8 billion or more of money that we need right here at home, no matter what your color is.
Hey, but information, man, aren't we supposed to take the weak and take care of the poor from around the world because we're a generous country?
Well, I'll be respectful to you, brother. I have no animosity to nobody on the panel.
Sarcastic. Somebody made that as a point.
No, I'm not taking it wrong at all, brother. I agree with you. We tout ourselves as that. But the problem is we don't take care home. You're supposed to take care of your home base first.
Facts. I totally agree.
But check this out. Even though I'm not a big fan of Trump for a lot of other reasons, not before he even became president, I wasn't a fan of him. I do agree what is immigration policy, because Dr. Clyde Anderson told us a long time ago that if we don't get this in order, we're going to be impacted, and it's happening right now. I live in California. I see the impact where I live at. I'm not happy about it. I don't want to see, and I want to say this for the record, I don't want to see a World War III, because we know, and I agree with all of you on the panel, this is a proxy war for the United States against Russia, which could blow up in our face and we get all blown off of smithereens. I totally agree with that. But I'm also feeling like, wow, when you're on the ground level and you're seeing how black people are being displaced out of their communities in terms of this is a community center that's supposed to be for our kids, or a building that was going to be refurbished into a school, and now they're putting these migrants in here, and we're seeing all these problems around the country. The one person I have to ask the question to is, why is it that Joe Biden and his administration hasn't done anything to address the issues of these migrants as they're impacting the country? But not only that, black people in a community. But then I go back to that video as I close here, gentlemen. Remember the video where he got on there with those other no good nothing politicians, black folks, and sit up there and said the immigrants, the Latinos, they're the biggest population, and y'all gonna have to deal with them. And he talked down to us. Thank you, Dynas.
Facts. He said.
I disagree with that. I disagree.
Okay. What do you? I'll be respectful.
It's a fact.
What is it that you disagree with that I said, brother?
Right. When you said he talked down to black people, it was a fact that he was stating. We know there are more Latinos in this country than black people, right? We know that. That's a fact. Right?
Okay.
And the reason is simple. Latin America is right next door to the United States. So immigration from Latin America is going to be far more prolific than immigration from Africa and other black countries. So Latin immigrants maybe are 3 to 1 for African immigrants. It's been that way for many, many years. So Biden saying there are more Latinos in the United States than black people is a fact. It's a
no, but what was he? No, this is what he was saying, though, brother. Respectful to you. It wasn't so much that there's more of them than us. He's basically saying that we got to get on page with them because they're the new hot thing, right? But this is how I'll break through your argument. Even though Latinos have a higher population right now coming over from Mexico and South America, black people still are the biggest voting bloc for the Democratic Party. You know why? Because Latinos don't vote the way we vote. They vote splits. Even when it came to voting for Obama, they didn't overwhelmingly even vote for a black president. OK, so a lot of Latinos will vote conservative. When you go to Florida, most of the Cubans vote conservative. So this idea that because they've got these numbers that we need to follow their footsteps when they don't even vote in blocks the way black people have for the Democratic Party historically. So that's where I disagree with you. And the data proves it. And you can't argue me on that.
1 second. You think the majority of voters in the Democratic Party are black people?
Sir, it has already been put out there.
No, the majority of voters in the Democratic Party are white people.
No,
especially white
what
women.
I was going to say is okay. I'll ask this question respectfully. Has it or has it not been said that black people are a very important voting bloc to the Democrats winning elections every year? Matter of fact, the reason why Joe Biden's ass is in office right now, and tell me if I'm wrong or right, Dynas, is because it was the black vote, especially in South Carolina, that got him over the top. And that's been put out there. Black women voted at 93%. Black men voted for him at 83%. And Latinos were more like around, what was it? They were somewhere in 40, something like that percent. They don't even vote at the level that we do for the Democratic Party. So we are a very important bloc. Why do you think the Democrats are concerned about the reports of black people not wanting to vote for them this year? Because they know without our vote, along with everyone else's, they can't win, sir.
How did Trump win the 2016 election?
Well, I'll flip it to you this way. When he won the election, he got about 8% of the black vote, mainly males. And a lot of people start pointing the finger at black people, and they blamed us and said, oh, that Bill Clinton's wife could have won if black people would have come out. And a lot of black people, they claim, didn't come out and vote. You notice when the Democrats lose, tell me if I'm wrong or right, anybody on the panel, when Democrats lose, they tend to blame their loss on black people not coming out. Now, why is that?
One second, brother. Let me respond to you. The most important voting bloc in the United States. It's not even it's not even between black people and Hispanic. It's between independent white Americans. Those are the people who decide.
So you're saying that they're not black independent voters?
Hold on, please.
Black
Just
Americans.
One second. Those are the people who flip elections, right? Donald Trump won in 2016 with less black vote than he had in 2020.
I already said that. I gave you the numbers. It was 8%.
You have to hold on now for a second, right?
But I also said to you that you had black people who stayed home.
Right? Flipped. They flipped on Trump in the 2020 election.
But check this out.
It wasn't because he got more black vote. It was because independent.
No, that's not what I said. I said he got 8% of the black vote, mainly males. But a lot of black people did not like Hillary Clinton. A lot of people, not just black people.
We're looking at patterns, election patterns.
You said when he first got elected,
Trump got less black votes in 2016 than he had in 2020. And lost
didn't he just say when Trump first got elected?
To Democrats. That's what Joe Biden won.
Is it true? Okay.
Democrats,
tell me if I'm lying or telling the truth. Isn't it true that a lot of people during that election when Trump first got in did not like Hillary Clinton? She was polarizing. So even women, do you know that women voted for Trump at about 53%? A lot of white women didn't even vote for Hillary because they didn't like her. A lot of black people, particularly black men, either stayed home or either voted for Trump or didn't vote at all. There was a reason why she was not a good candidate. She was a flawed candidate, and black people stayed home. They even came out and said black people stayed home. They tried to blame it on us.
Hillary Clinton won the popular vote in the 2016 election. Joe Biden won the popular vote in the 2020 election.
Okay.
Obama won the popular vote in both elections.
Majority
of Americans.
So then, what's the point?
What's the American political system?
Can anybody on the panel? Can anybody on the panel say what's the point here?
Democrats by population that are
gentlemen on the panel. Can anybody tell me what's the point about what he's saying?
It doesn't make a point.
Thank you.
Babbling. That's what Elvis does.
It's psychobabble.
Psychobabble. Psycho-liberal.
Trump lost the election by almost 3 million votes.
But Dynas, because I'm gonna get off the panel, man. I really want you.
Is the only country that have an electoral voting system, right? But the point when you're looking at elections, you're looking at populations, right? Donald Trump lost by almost 3 million votes, and people say the elections was closed. If you lose by 3 million votes, it's not that close.
Right.
That's not how our voting system works in America.
This gentleman doesn't know what he's talking about.
I just said we have an electoral voting system. I know that.
Right. Let me just say this for black people in America. Gentlemen, is it a fact or is it not a fact that the black Americans in this country are seen as a very important voting bloc to the Democratic Party? Yes or no?
100%.
That was my point, Dynas.
To the Democratic Party, yes. But they don't decide elections. They don't decide elections.
You just took me through all this nonsense.
I added a point to it. They're important to the Democratic Party, but they do not decide elections. Independents do. That's the point that I'm making.
Elvis. Are you saying that black Americans don't decide elections?
If he says yes, he doesn't know anything about America.
Votes. I just laid it out to you. If blacks decided election, Trump would have won because more blacks voted for Trump in 2020.
No, that's not true. That's not true. I did a video on that. No, you had black men. Remember, there was a situation where black men said they were getting away from the Democratic Party. You still had black women voting for the Democratic Party. You had about 8% of black. He got 8% of the black vote. A lot of that came from black. Right, if I'm not mistaken. And the majority, let me finish. The majority, listen, sir. Because I did videos on this. The majority of those votes came from black men who were black men for Trump who didn't believe in the Democratic Party. That's why the Democratic Party always panders to females, because the black women are their biggest block out of our community. They voted for him at 93% for Joe Biden. That's what happened, sir. But that's what I'm asking. What was the percentage in 2020 of black voters? Not just black men, but just black voters in total for Trump in 2020.
Elvis, you're saying that the black community.
I'm just asking.
don't decide
Was it
elections.
more
How
or
the
less
fuck
in
did
2020
Georgia
than it was
turn
in
blue?
2016?
What I'm okay in the election when okay, I think let me just break. I got the
I think it
numbers
was
here.
like 13% or something. It went
13%.
up.
Thank you. Yeah, it went up
Right.
from. You're absolutely right. It went up,
So
sir. It went up from
Trump
8%.
got more black votes and lost.
But this what happened. This what happened. Check this out. Let's get the numbers right. It went up from 8% in 2016 and 2020 to 13%. You're right. But once again, the majority of those voters within that 13% were black males, because we know that black males have been peeling away from the Democratic Party. However, this is what Biden got from total number of black men out of that 13% that Trump got. He got 83% of the black male vote, and he got 93% of the black female vote. You can look that up for yourself.
Oh, 1 second.
So what happened is, no, you just made my point. The reason why Biden got in office, it was well documented that he.
The overarching point is that black people did not decide the elections. It was independents. That's the point that I'm making.
So, sir, are you saying? Wait a minute, sir. Are you saying that there's no black people that are independents? Dude, you're not using critical thinking skills. I'm a goddamn independent. You insulting me.
Stop yelling. Stop yelling.
Hey, Dinus, I'm an independent. Dinus, I'm an independent.
What percentage of black voters are independent? What percentage of black voters are independent?
How do you know, Elvis?
I'm asking him the question. What percentage of black voters are independent? We say almost all black people vote Democrat, right?
You should be able to. Sir, you should be able to answer that question, because you just told me that it wasn't the black vote, it was the independents. So why would you ask me a question? Okay. So I'm gonna ask you again. Because I made my argument for why black people are seen as a high voting bloc, how Biden got into office or got assisted in the office. I gave you the numbers. You told me, no, it wasn't because of the black vote mainly,
how do you think,
partially, but it's because of independence. So if it was, we know that independents are important. We know that independents are important.
I'm not even gonna lie. I just want to say this real quick.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
The black vote is so damn important. I remember when the Church of God in Christ leader died. President Bush was there. All of these top ass leaders were there, just because the black vote matters. I don't know where the fuck you from, Elvis.
Elvis, where you from?
You ain't been in America long enough.
Elvis, are you from another country, or were you born here?
Yes, I'm an immigrant. I'm from Liberia.
Okay, then that explains everything. You weren't born in this culture. I've been in this goddamn. I'm 54 years old.
I've been here for over 20 years. I've been here most of my life.
I've been in this culture since the time I could crawl on the floor, and it's from the time I could crawl on the floor, and before the time I could even vote myself. Black people have always been an important voting bloc amongst other blocks.
It wasn't.
So then let me ask you this question, Elvis.
Race is important.
What is the percentage?
To the political system.
I gave you the percentage of black people that voted for in 2020. I gave you the numbers. I gave you the numbers on Trump. You said, well, no, it's mainly the independents. Yeah, independents are important. So now let me ask you, what's the statistics of black independent voters? You try to throw that question on me when you should be able to answer it yourself. What's the numbers? I'm waiting for it.
I don't know the numbers. That's why I asked you the question, but they're very low.
Dinus, have a good day, brother. I love your show. See, this is nonsense. I gotta go. Love y'all. Hey, must respect to all you brothers on here.
I don't know. Most black people are Democrats. It's a fact. Most black people are Democrats.
Well, you just reinforced what I said.
That's the point that I'm making. So
I laugh at you.
If black people decide elections, Democrats will always win the election because more black people vote for Democrats.
Okay, I'm gonna be very calm.
Stop yelling. I'm trying to make a point, right?
I'm not yelling. I'm just laughing, having a good time.
It's not that black people are not important to the Democratic Party.
Elvis, you just reinforced everything.
Elections are independents. That's my overarching point, and I want you to understand that.
Yes,
independent white Americans, those are the people who flip between Democrats and Republicans. That's why Trump got more black votes in the 2020 elections and still lost the elections because white independents flipped to the Democratic Party.
Sir,
That's the point that I'm making. I'm not saying black people are not important.
You just jumped on me when I said that black people are a big part of the Democratic Party voting bloc, and then you just turn around.
The deciding factor for elections are not black votes; they're independent votes, especially white independents. That's the point that I'm making.
So then how did Biden get in? How did Biden get in? Because
he got more independent votes than Trump in these.
And where was the black vote at for him? Where was the black vote for him?
You say in the 90s or high 80s? Fine. Hillary Clinton got a 70%.
And so if Biden got 83% of the black male vote, 93% of the female vote, and only 13% from black people, that obviously means that means that Trump didn't get enough of the black vote. If Trump would have got the majority of the black vote, he would have probably beaten.
He got more vote, in the 2020 election.
He got 13%. 13% and 80-something% or 90 is not the same, sir. Get your math right. And you just agree with everything I said when you said, well, black people, because they vote for Democrats. Dude, that's what I've been saying the whole time.
My main point is independent votes. Independents are the pendulum that swing elections.
Okay.
You know what, bro? The thing that's getting me out of all of this, if you look back at the recent election, they will even tell you that Trump didn't even get all of the Republican votes. Because even Republicans chose not to vote for Trump after that shit.
Thank you, sir. We forgot to bring that up.
A whole lot of people didn't vote.
Right?
You talk about independence and shit. Majority of Democrats don't always vote. We may be registered as one political party or another. We could vote for whoever the fuck we want when it comes down to that ballot box.
Right. You had your, you know why he's right?
Switch votes to Republican.
You're 100% right, brother. You know why? Let me say this to you, brother. You remember this. A lot of your traditional, your Ronald Reagan Republicans decided not to vote for Trump. They hate him. So this whole thing about, well, it was just the independent. No, it was just like you said. It was your traditional Ronald Reagan Republicans who decided to say either not vote or they voted for Biden because they hated Trump so much they wanted to get him out. That's what happened. He's absolutely right.
That. He think it's independence.
He just said I was right.
Independence.
He just said I was right.
No, you think you're right. You think it's independence.
So we're gonna have to laugh at you again.
The worst part is majority of the people in this country lean towards a particular party, even when they claim they're independent. They're independent leaning Democrat or independent leaning Republican. There's no such thing as fully independent. That shit doesn't exist in this country.
Because they switch back and forth between Democrat and Republicans. Right?
They lean a particular direction.
Fine, but they can switch their votes. Most Democrats,
you can claim to be an independent voter right now, but if you hate what's that weird gender shit the Democrats got going on, you will never vote for a Democrat. You literally don't lean towards that party, even though you claim to be an independent. Everyone leans a certain direction.
For even
independents do.
Libertarians, right? Libertarians can be quote unquote.
They lean conservative. They don't lean towards the Democratic Party.
That's the point that I'm making. You just made my point for me, right? So
you didn't have a point, bro.
No, my point was libertarians are independent by definition, but they're more than
they're not independent. They're libertarian. There's something called a libertarian party.
No, there's some libertarians who vote Democrats. You know that, right?
But that's not an independent, Elvis.
That's not an independent, Elvis.
God damn, man.
If he said there are libertarians, the minute you said libertarian, that's not independent.
He's a libertarian.
He's a libertarian. A motherfucker that's a Green Party, they're a Green Party candidate. They're part of the Green Party.
Green Party usually vote Democrat when their party doesn't make it.
No, they actually vote Green Party. Look at the numbers, bro.
Most of the time they vote Democrat.
Hey, it was cool.
Goddamn, Elvis.
Elvis, you don't understand this kind.
Hold on 1 second.
Elvis, I'm happy you're here, though. I mean, you saw green passes, but bro, stay out of politics.
She endorsed Biden. Joe Stein endorsed Biden. You know that, right? She was the presidential candidate for the Green Party.
Elvis, I got
Joe Biden.
So
Elvis, I got
every Green Party candidate has endorsed Democratic presidential candidate in the election.
Check this out, Elvis. This is very important. I looked this up. Let me just say this before I drop off as well. This is for Elvis because he asked me a question that he should have knew an answer of, but I got your answer. According to the latest national polls, independent voters comparison. 44% of all voters in the United States, approximately 30 out of 44%, approximately 30% of African Americans or black people self-identify as independent, and 45% of young voters between 18 and 29 also consider themselves as independents. Who are these independent? So to answer your question, when you kept saying, brother, oh, it's the independents that got them. Well, 30 goddamn % of those independent voters are black people. So Joe Biden still had to get a good percentage of voters that were black within that independence, brother.
So when
that is the
black
answer.
in 2016,
No, that is the answer. Who am I talking to? Is it Elvis or is it the other brother?
In the 2016 election?
I just answered your damn question. Does this man have cotton in his ears? You just sit up there and asked me, what's the percentage of the voters, of independents? And I just told you that in the country, they have it broken down to 44% of independent voters. And out of that percentage, you got 30% of them makeup of African-American people. So when you said that Joe Biden won because he got independent voters, a good number of them independent voters, brother, were black people. And I have answered your question, and I've still broken it down that black people are a strong voting bloc in this country, and I have spoken. This is the information man, and your ass has been busted today. Take care. Love you, Dinus, and I'll be back on your show another day. Your ass has been busted by the Information Man Show. Take care.
All right, hey, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Lyric is Juanita's comment. Elvis is an agent of ignorance to confuse the intelligent. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time, family. That is mere search for Huru. Peace.